Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another taping of the Volpe Bazzo Report. If you notice, we had a dark screen. Normally you get to see us talking with each other while the credits are rolling, but for some reason we all wanted to remain incognito until Brian sobered up. Brian is our resident Dominic today because Dominic is down in Florida at Casa Volpe having his Mai Tais. It is August 7th. We are going into the primaries, which is
the 13th of September.
We have Darren Rager is back with us, and our guest host commentator Michael Grace.
I think Michael Grace looks tan. I think you look tan. Have you been?
Nah, I'm working outside. That's all. I haven't been on vacation in quite a few years.
But I will say this. I got to say this, that being that Dominic is not here and we got to keep it even, you are a Democrat for this taping. With Darren.
Yes.
You two are Democrats.
I don't know.
I'm going to be a good actor.
You give up that easy?
Can you think like that without hurting your brain?
You're racist.
Brian,
am I playing the role well?
Let me just say to start, Brian is to the left of me.
Yeah, right.
To the left.
I want to.
He's the Democratic Socialist.
We need to say hello to our number one fan.
Whatever her name is.
We need to say hello to our number one fan.
Oh yeah.
Marianne McCara, who sent the prettiest, sweetest postcard to us while she was on vacation. Thank you for the postcard, and thank you for staying number one fan. We're not decorating the table no matter how much you ask. It's not going to be decorated.
We put a flag, though.
We did put a flag. We do have a flag. Show the flag.
We're very patriotic.
We do have a flag.
Although
now. And Darren, every time
keep showing the table if we could.
And every
I think we should, in honor of the events, put a nice Red Sox.
Oh, from a Met fan.
Yeah.
From a Met fan.
You guys were doing really well. That was an impressive series in Boston.
That is terrible. But
You'll still be in the playoffs.
Darren promised every time he says something patriotic, he's going to wrap himself in the flag.
And because Brian is to the left of me tonight, when we do the pledge later on, he will not be standing. He'll be kneeling. He'll be kneeling.
I'll be kneeling.
He's going to take a knee. And we need to thank Christine Scotty for always putting the show up on YouTube.
Yes.
And Brian was telling us off the air, Reagan is about 4 years old now?
3.5, well, almost 4, and my daughter's going to be 4 in October.
Wow.
And she's growing fast, so it's crazy.
Obviously, and you guys just came back from vacation.
Yep.
Next month's show is going to be a very special show. We got the Libertarian candidate for governor, Larry Sharp, as our guest. I'm telling you now, so I'll give you all something to look forward to. Because he really has trouble getting FaceTime, but I did see a sonogram and his picture was there.
Well, I take offense that I helped get him on the show here, and I'm not even going to be on the show when he's here.
I don't know that yet. We may find another microphone for you. Maybe I'll stay home. What do you know about libertarians?
Well, you're a libertarian, really. Mostly.
You have a libertarian
I have a
card?
No,
library card, not a libertarian card. I'm sorry about that.
No, I'm on the left. I have a Democratic Socialist card or whatever I am.
Now, speaking of Democrat Socialists.
Well, libertarians, they want to legalize everything, right?
Well, libertarians are usually, I mean, they're more anti-government than the right.
Like I'm against zoning laws, so that puts me in the.
But they want to legalize marijuana. They want to legalize
prostitution.
Most people do
they
now.
don't legalize. They just they're not interested in having government control behavior.
They think the government should have a basic function of what is the protection and safety of its citizens, and everything else they should mind their own damn business.
To me, libertarianism at its core really is conservatism.
The ex-governor of Minnesota, Jesse
Ventura, was a big libertarian.
Yeah.
An interesting
I don't want government to
character.
control my life, but I want to control Andy. Is that possible?
Yeah.
I understand that. See, that's what I figured out about socialism. You know, in capitalism, to get rich, you have to make the money. To socialism, when you get rich, you take the money from someone. Yes. But anyway, talk about Democrat socialism. Darren's candidate, Cynthia Nixon.
My candidate.
You told me you wanted to drink her bath water.
You
said you wanted to drink her bath water.
Wait, before we start on the politics, I got a great story.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I got a great story.
Ancestry.com. We've all seen the ads.
And everyone's doing this, right? You put saliva in a test tube and send it out, and then you get your DNA back. You get your results, your ancestry DNA back.
I don't know how that works. Right? I don't know if I trust that.
But it gives you two things, right? So it gives you first your breakdown, your ancestry breakdown, like where you're from, genetic, right? But then it also tells you if you're related to anyone else on the Ancestry database from other people that have been doing
And
this.
you're related to Ted Bundy.
I'm not related to Ted Bundy.
Al Bundy.
But here's the crazy story, right? So you click on it, you're a little nervous, right? Because what if whatever,
It is
like
Ted Bundy.
maybe you got like someone pregnant when you're like in high school or something, and you're gonna find your kid.
No, actually,
So you
come
open
on,
this
you
up.
actually said the real thing about being a sperm donor, and you were a kid in college, you wanted a couple of quick bucks, you donated your, but then you forget about it all these years later.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying, but I mean,
You do that, you're gonna.
I would
they match
never
you
do
up.
that.
But get a load of this. So
who would buy your sperm?
I see, right? You open it up and it warns you, right? It says, "Oh, this is your mom. You're about to, we think that we located your mom." And then you click on it, and it was my mom. Thank God, right?
Okay.
But I get contacted on Facebook by some woman. I've never heard of this woman before in my life, right? She contacts me via Facebook with her phone number and stuff, and she says, according to Ancestry, I'm her closest relative. So I go on my Ancestry, and it turns out that it's me, my mom, and then
Wait a
this
minute.
woman
Did
who I've never heard
Did
of.
this message prompt you to go on Ancestry.com?
Or
you were
when
already
I
on
first
it?
opened it,
Yeah, you have
she
to be-
wasn't there.
You have to be on. You have to be in the registry before
Correct,
you
but
can.
like a year later,
Oh, okay.
when she did it, she was like, she pops up, she populates on my page now
Okay.
as my nearest relative, right? I'm like, oh my God, who is this?
Did it make
So
you pop
I
up?
call her up.
Cynthia Nixon.
Listen, I call her up.
Cynthia Nixon.
Her mother, her mother and father are very old. They're both like, her
Ancient.
mother passed away a couple of years ago. And her dad is like in his late 90s and sort of bedridden, sort of like kind of end of life type of thing.
Yeah.
So her and her sister and the dad did this Ancestry DNA because they want to learn about their heritage, where they're from. And the sister and dad come up on each other's page. This girl's not related to them.
Oh, dear.
So she's related to me. So
And she still wants to live.
she doesn't know. She doesn't like. She has obviously. She doesn't know who her father
But
is.
does she know what her relation to you is, or you just know that you're related?
It
Does
says
say what
says
she is to
first
you?
cousin.
First
It says
cousin.
like because the way Ancestry works is like your parents, brothers and siblings, and then cousins. Like first
Yeah,
cousin, second
I
cousin,
mean,
third cousin, fourth cousin.
The probabilities of a DNA match that close are probably very extreme. So you have to have some ability.
So this is what happens. So she doesn't know me. She can't ask her dad because the two scenarios is either the dad knows that that's not his daughter,
Or he doesn't want to know
or worse, he doesn't know, and she's not going to break this news to him
when he's 97 or
the
something.
last days of his life, right?
Yeah.
So she's just so curious about her family. So she clicks on my Facebook page because I'm the nearest relative, right? She clicks around and she sees I have a photo of an old family photo. She recognizes one of the guys that was her godfather when she was a little kid.
Holy sh-
I know.
I
Isn't that
feel like
crazy?
Where does she live?
Colorado.
I really feel sorry for this
But
old
this is
man.
happening all over the country with this
I
Ancestry
mean,
DNA.
you got to really.
Yeah, no. There's somebody in Yorktown I know who ended up finding a sister. A sister.
That they never knew they had?
Yeah.
I feel
And
sorry.
and they
Whoa.
and they were posted themselves on Facebook, and they look they look like sisters.
Have they connected?
Yeah,
Because of
yeah,
that?
obviously, yeah. They met each other. They
Yeah,
liked
I
right.
each
just
other.
feel sorry for this
Wow.
old man on his deathbed, and one of the last things he's going to know in life is that Darren Rigger's a relative.
I hope he's
I
a-
mean,
I
think
hope he's a
about it. I mean,
Democrat.
I hope he's a
I mean,
hope
and-
he's a Democrat.
I mean, how sad could that be? I'm dying, and God is the worst joke he could do. Says, you know, you're related.
Well,
to
the only
Darren
thing that
Rigger.
could top this, to make the story better, was if, you two had, if you weren't married, if you had hooked up in a bar, and then it was like a one-night stand, and then a couple years later you're on Ancestry.com and you're first cousins.
Then you would
That's
have
coming.
no.
Or your brother and sister.
Doesn't
being
have
one.
to
No,
be
the Lifetime
in a
movies
bar.
are on the way.
All they would have to
Everywhere.
be from Alabama.
Okay.
Then it would have just been a natural course of events.
The Tom Cruise, the Tom Hanks movies, the Lifetime movies, it's coming because this is happening
Yeah.
all over the place with this 23andMe and Ancestry. People are discovering
Well,
all
it's
this stuff.
it's kind of
Never thought of
what
that.
the interesting fallout on this is that as much as we politically everybody wants the diversity, we've all become very tribal.
No.
And right, because we all it's identity politics. We all pigeonhole in so the ethnicity is where we pigeonhole everyone and how they think. So if we don't have to ask you what you think. We just have to know what your identity is, and then we know how you think. This blows the whole puts it all. Because all of a sudden you're not what you're. So what do you? All of a sudden I find out I'm not Irish or German. I'm Italian. oh God, now I got to. Now I've got it. Now the way I've been thinking for 60 years is all wrong. I got to.
Well, my
I gotta get the
brother,
garbage business.
my brother, who's much blonder and lighter than me, he turns out he's way more Hispanic than I am,
Well,
and I'm more Irish,
well, you're.
which explains a
Yes,
lot.
yes, you must be your half brother.
But you're.
No, my brother.
Yeah.
My brother.
Oh, that's so
But you
strange.
know,
Yeah, you have the same. Even though you're brothers,
Yeah.
you have different mix
Yeah.
of the DNA. So he has
Yeah.
more of one thing, and I have more of another.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I know that there was this.
But you know, the Latino Hispanic is a mix. It's everything's in
A hot
there.
mess.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Nuts.
but I knew these twin brothers. They were Siamese twins joined together at the penis.
But this is a joke.
And the doctor had to decide who to make the bigger prick.
Oh.
But that's another story. But I want to know
I
how
am
we
no
got.
fan of Cynthia Nixon. Let me just say that right off the
Yeah,
bat.
but we're
Changing
going
it
to
back
talk.
to
We're
the
gonna,
original question.
what is-
yeah, but the last
what
time we
is-
brought up her name, you went to your DNA. So were you trying to tell us you're
No,
related
no.
to that you wanted to drink a bathwater? That was
No
it.
fan of her.
Why are you not a fan of her? Andrew Cuomo
It doesn't. It
is
sounds-
turning out to be not only a crook, but
How is he a
a
crook?
tyrant.
How is he a
He's
crook?
look at the people he surrounded himself
Andy,
with.
he supported Hillary Clinton. Being a crook, obviously, is not.
Well, yeah, this is true. Yeah,
And as a big
As a leftist.
Bernie supporter,
As a,
I can't believe that you did that to my guy.
but now Cynthia Nixon has this guy running with her who, Jumaane Williams, who's a controversial city council member
Yes.
down in
Oh, that's how
New
you
York
pronounce
City.
his name? I thought it was Jumaine.
No, Jumaane Williams. And he's running for lieutenant governor.
yes.
And Jumai's a hot mess. First of all, he didn't file his filing like you were supposed to file.
Right.
When he finally filed his disclosure, he took $50,000 in illegal corporate contributions from the same Glenwood
Donald Trump?
management.
But I didn't think
that group that's tied.
I thought Democrats, that's what they can do. They're allowed to do that.
Right, that's okay.
Yeah, well, you're allowed
Isn't
to
the
take
rules for Democrats
you're allowed to
and then
take
the rules for
$5,000 increments from
I
corporations.
thought doesn't he owe a bunch of money too? Isn't he in debt?
Well, get this. He takes $50,000 from Glenwood Management, which is tied to Litwin, who's the court case with Shelley Silver, that same group,
Wow.
because they have a contract with the city in his district. So he announces, even though he disclosed that he took an illegal $50,000 contribution, he's going to give the money back. He's giving it back. He's giving it back. So then that caused people to look at his other financial disclosures, his other filings, and he owes something like $10,000 to $15,000 in back taxes, and he's in debt by $650,000 for failed business ventures.
But yeah, there's no shenanigans in Cuomo world, though.
No.
Right? He's
See, I shouldn't say
Clean
that
as days
Andrew
long.
Cuomo's a crook. He just surrounds himself
Right.
with crooks. It's like The Godfather. Always had a buffer between him and the guy who's actually doing the hit.
Yeah, but you know, with Cuomo, I don't know why you have to even go there. His politics is so
divisive.
yes, but forget about what. You know what? You don't have to go into the character assassination. You don't have to explain the character. His politics are nuts.
But does Cynthia Nixon
just
make him look
absolutely-
more
Yeah,
moderate?
but wait a second.
New York-
What?
New York State is
I'm going to ask you this question, Mike. Seriously.
Yeah.
You say, I'm not going to assassinate you. It's just too easy and it's a lot of fun.
Right.
But the reality is this. Can you sit here honestly, because you were a supervisor
Yeah.
when he was
Of
even
Yorktown.
Attorney General.
right.
And can you honestly sit here and say, this is what Andrew Cuomo's politics are and this is what he stands for? At this state of time, saying his entire, from the Attorney General to his first run for governor
I think it's
to his
pretty
second
safe to
run-
say he supports abortion and gay marriage. I don't think
Right.
it's definitely abortion. I don't
Oh
think
yeah, he's
passionate about abortion.
Very, very pro-abortion.
Yes.
Which is crazy for someone who was brought up Catholic. And the abortion issue, well, I discussed that before. You know, politically, it's a done deal. But the thing is, it's only because we decide to stay ignorant of the actual facts of what constitutes
But does
life.
Cynthia Nixon
So-
make him look like a moderate?
No.
I mean, she's
Absolutely not.
She's moderate to who?
no. Does
So-
she help? Does she make Andrew Cuomo look
No,
like a
no,
moderate?
but-
Why
because
does he need
they
to look
call
moderate,
him. They
though?
call him. You know, that side. That you're part of the party.
There's nothing moderate about it.
Your wing of the Democratic Party now are calling him.
They call him like a sellout,
a
basically,
sellout,
like a
a corporate
conservative Democrat.
He's
yeah.
a moderate.
can I-
we need someone who can really take on.
Can I
Trump, not
interrupt
him.
something a second?
But-
Wait, Mike,
yeah,
just one
yeah.
second. Can I interrupt something? Because you brought up the thing about abortion, and that we all know that Andrew Cuomo is in favor of abortion up to the 10th month. Now, he just came out and said, like the Pope, I agree that the death penalty is wrong for all reasons. He says, and the church is right, and I stand with the church. So now, why isn't he standing with the church on abortion?
Because
isn't there a hypocrisy there?
Never listen to the Catholic Church when, in terms of
But
punishment
if
for
killing
people.
is not right under any circumstances, how can you defend?
Well, this abortion issue is pretty straightforward. Under our laws, under our Constitution, so long as you exist, you have rights that attach to your existence, and they're paramount to anybody's exercise of liberty. Now, having abortion is the exercise of your liberty, but you can't exercise your liberty over somebody's life. That's why you can't kill somebody.
But my point is this: by the 7th month, the fetus can live outside the woman's viable life.
But I'm trying.
So if you're telling me that you're saying
But
killing is wrong
Right.
under all circumstances,
Yeah, but there's no logic involved in
is
politics.
there not a
Right.
shred of
It's
hypocrisy
but
to say I
it's
side with the
hypocritical.
church, except we can
Right.
kill you in the
because
9th month?
this is why-
We
That's
do,
fine.
we do the same thing with
And the thing
pro-life
is- the thing is-
Republicans that also support the
I
death
didn't
penalty.
know. I didn't know
no,
we
That's
put
true. There's
qualifiers
not a
on
pro-life-
life.
A baby is 100% innocent.
No, but there's a lot of pro-life Republicans who then also support the death
Right,
penalty.
right,
But the Cuomo is the
I
baby
think
is
there's- I
baby
think
is
there's-
100% innocent.
I think there's.
Yeah, but
some
wait a second. Let's
inconsistencies
steal
in
something
that.
here
a baby's
about the
innocent.
death
You can't make that
penalty.
comparison.
We're talking about you get a heinous killer.
Heinous.
That one of them too, and they have not only raped somebody, they've murdered them, they've tortured them. Somebody like that deserves death. In Cuomo's new world, they deserve the right to road.
They should, because, well,
And especially if they kill a cop.
if they're
you get two of them for
listen,
them.
if they're minority, then they've grown up oppressed by whites, okay? And so what they do is really the fault, not their fault, because they don't, they've been oppressed.
He's
That's
taking
why
it
they can't be
serious
racist.
about being the
So
Democratic Socialist.
It's for white people to take a look back at what we've done to cause that, have a discussion about it, and then try to change our
Right.
ways.
But
And the real thing is, see, if you're white, you really don't have
Need
you
not
shouldn't-
apply.
Yeah, but you shouldn't even have an opinion, because the problem with you is that as having had white privilege, you're incapable of formulating a logical opinion
But-
or understanding what it means.
what-
So you just say that whatever you have to say as a white person should not.
But
have
what
any-
Which is part of the reason I support
But
Cynthia
what
Nixon
this,
so much.
but what
It's very-
this
it's very
discussion
exciting. The
was I'm
movement's
trying to
very
answer
exciting.
Darren's question. Does Cynthia Nixon make Cuomo look the moderate? Cuomo can't look moderate when he comes out and says, I believe that with the church that killing is wrong under all circumstances, but we can kill a living baby in the 8th and 9th month.
But who cares
which
about
is
being
a
moderate
lie.
I don't
in New
think
York State?
abortion really isn't
I
a
don't
debate in
understand.
New York State right now.
Yeah.
No,
No, there is.
She's just pointing
Yes,
out-
there
saying,
is.
like-
You still have that. The women's
I still
health,
think Cynthia Nixon
that
makes,
helped. That
Cynthia
women's
Nixon
health
definitely
thing.
makes Andrew Cuomo look moderate.
No, because we still
she's
got that.
way out there.
No, so is he. We still
I
got
think he
that
is,
women's
though.
right to health issue in the assembly
It's not a-
legislature.
why- nobody's against a woman's health.
No, I'm just saying that
It's
there's
like- it's
legislation,
like you-
but they won't tell you what's in it.
The other thing that's
And
interesting
what's in
is-
it is the right to kill a baby in the 9th month.
Darren, where I
Cynthia
think
Nixon in the city is getting so much attention and so much press coverage with everything that she
Well,
does.
right,
She's just sucking the air out of the election.
Right.
That's
But she's still
Cuomo
down by
versus
30
her.
points.
but all the
But the Republican candidate, I don't even know his name.
yeah, Molinaro.
he's
No,
the
we're gonna
guy
have
from
Larry-
Duchess.
but
The candidate is Larry Sharp because he's going to be the guest on this show, and we're all part of the show.
He's a candidate in November.
So the real candidate we have to worry about is Larry Sharp because he's coming on the show.
this is what I don't
God.
understand.
Guess what I
Nixon
saw
comes
today?
up-
Guess what I saw today? At the corner of 125th and Lennox. I get off the train. I'm walking to work. Jimmy McMillan,
Rent's too damn high.
the black,
Yes, you
the
posted
black
on
guy
Facebook.
with the leather
What was he
gloves
doing?
and the white beard.
was he
They're
doing?
holding the
He
sign
was
saying
sitting
the
there
rent's too
holding
damn
the
high.
The
sign.
same sign about
The
rent?
same sign. And then every time someone walked by, I'd go, the rent is too damn high. Just like that. It was
Yeah, he
brilliant.
posted on Facebook.
Why
He
are
posted
we
on
worried about
Brilliant.
making Cuomo look moderate or whatever? The fact is that schools are still failing, and
the MTA.
the MTA, we're still in debt, and so we've tried Cuomo's way. Hold on, we've tried your way.
That's
we've
how
had
he built de
Pataki.
Blasio.
It doesn't work. There's a third way which will work, which gives the people
Libertarian.
to say about what's going on, and that's why we need a not a smaller government or big. We need a bigger, smarter government.
And
We
the
need
woman's
people,
touch.
We need the
And the
people in
woman's
control.
touch.
He's really doing it. He's doing it all the way.
Well, I mean, look at what's the girl who went to Yorktown High School, who now beat Crowley.
Alexandra
Is she the
Cortez,
perfect example?
One of Darren's new clients.
Sandy
One
from
of-
Yorktown.
One of Darren's new clients, right?
Do people in Yorktown get upset that she doesn't tell people she's from Yorktown?
No, but those people are wrong.
No, because
she is.
then she's going to be she may have been infected with white privilege, which then blows the whole thing.
She's seen both. She's the best candidate. She's better than best candidate. I hope she's up and coming because she's seen both.
No,
worlds.
let me explain.
She's seen what goes on in the city. She's seen Yorktown, and who better to bring us
Wait a
all
second.
together than her?
Yeah, but
seriously.
let me explain.
Seriously,
Cuomo is there
She's
is
like
a
a
reason.
Venezuela tour guide.
There
She's
is a
perfect.
reason why that we're happy she doesn't mention she's from Yorktown. I don't know if you've heard her in any of the interviews, but any Yorktown school taxpayer
Would be
listening
annoyed.
to her
But that's the education.
saying,
of that.
I paid for that. That's what's representing Yorktown education.
I think the bigger problem
we would
they have,
get rid of the entire
the bigger problem they
Yorktown
have with
school
her,
board.
Andy, is probably her ethnicity and her background, and the fact that she's making something of themselves, and they're just jealous, and they think that we're Yorktown, we're this great school district. Why are we putting someone like her out there, producing her, when all she wants to do is take money from us, the rich, and actually help people that can't go to Yorktown. They don't even know what lacrosse is, for example.
Her
that are not privileged.
father bought the house when she was 2 years old in
Wait a
Yorktown.
second.
She went to school there. She graduated at 18 from Yorktown High School. She went to private college up in Boston. And then she didn't actually.
BU, I
there's no trace of her in the Bronx until she was a bartender in
Isn't
2016.
lacrosse what kills Dracula?
She was still
You show 'em
registered to
lacrosse?
vote up here in 2016.
Oh, that's a course.
She's a real good-looking Latina, and she went up against this white, Crowley, who's like
Bald old man.
Right, come on.
Dude, he was the young up and coming new blood for the Democratic Party. He's only 55.
Yes, that's right. He's the younger generation.
Yeah, he's
of the Democratic
55.
Party.
Everybody else is like 80.
Yeah.
It's proof of
Pelosi's
a
like
cha-
80.
a changing
Steny
country,
Hoyer's
a
80.
browning country, which I guess you guys don't.
No,
approve
you know
of.
what? She only got 15,000 votes, and that's what's so frustrating
Right,
about this.
right. It's nonsense.
She got 15,000 votes. 750,000 people
What was
lived
the
there.
turnout? It was
but the problem
very
was
low.
Crowley only
This
got
is
12,000.
Reading the Democratic Party to read the tea leaves in her are probably making a big mistake.
Huge mistake.
Well, out in California,
Huge
they're
mistake.
paying her. She's a rock star right now
Yeah.
to go around to all these events. But Obama didn't put her on his list of people to support.
You
So
know,
there is-
So you can't go into California with plastic straws anymore.
Let me-
But also,
Right.
it's a safe Democratic
I
district.
know, but you
He really
get-
looked
if
at
you
that
break
list as
into
very
the
specific.
country
He
in
didn't-
California
he didn't do
illegally.
a Democratic district.
Think
It's a
about
safe
this.
seat.
That's
Think
what I was
about this,
thinking, too.
Darren. You tell me how, and of course Cynthia Nixon would be in favor of this. In California,
I've
if
seen
you come in
Cynthia
the
Nixon
country
and Peekskill,
illegally,
not Cuomo.
you get all the government benefits that you can get.
If
And
what? If what?
If you come in the country illegally, you get all these government benefits. But if you use a plastic straw, they
you're out.
put you in jail.
No,
You're out.
They deport you.
Oh, yeah,
They're deporting everybody. Anybody that came in illegally using plastic straws are now being deported.
If that would only work. See, I figured how
The company,
dominant.
did you see today? The last
Nothing
company that
surprises
makes
me.
paper straws, its shares went up 5,000%
I
in
wanna
sales.
know
And
who
it was
in
sold out.
California-
Someone bought it
I
finally.
want to know who in California had shares in that company that led the fight to
Oh,
get rid of plastic straws. Not that the government would be corrupt or anything, but it could have been Dianne Feinstein who had the Chinese spy as a driver. It could be
20
Nancy
years.
Pelosi,
20 years.
who made the fishing laws benefit her company.
I'll tell you.
I mean, there's a lot of.
I knew a guy that created like a little piece of flexible metal, and he envisioned it for cars. Like you can make a car out of it. So if you get into a car accident, it flexes. And it turns out it was too hard to make in bulk, like too large to make it. So they only made little pieces like that. So the guy turned into a headband, and then an enterprising guy got him with a lobbyist to lobby to make school districts, make them a requirement for soccer players in school districts. So he manufactures them, and he sells them to sporting teams.
But this goes back real quick to in Peekskill, Councilwoman Agudelo. I think I'm saying her name correctly. I think she said at a meeting that she's in favor of electric cars. But you look at the plastic straw thing and then cars, and I think that cars are outdated. I mean, we need to look at especially trains. I think trains and transit. But all the cars are basically plastic. Think of all the horrible we're doing to the oceans with cars, not just straws. So I support what we're doing with straws, but it's all, if we're going to do that, we should also do it with cars. And if our economy suffers a little bit, so be it. What about the next generation?
I figured
Amen,
out.
brother.
I figured out how to solve the wall problem and the immigration problem. And Donald Trump has to come out in favor of open borders. The Democrats will be so fast to build a wall once Trump came out in favor of open borders because they're so anti-Trump. That's the answer
You
to
know,
the
City of
question.
Peekskill, we actually passed a law that taxi cab fees and costs are 10% less if you use electric vehicles.
Yes, I saw that.
That's a real thing.
Yes, I saw that. Even the hybrids are cheaper. But let me ask you something. Your candidate came here to Peekskill, Cynthia Nixon, and they
And
had,
she also toured several elementary schools while she was here.
Right, but
she made,
really?
she made an impassioned plea at the Peekskill waterfront. She was, and at the same time, what we have with Cuomo up there trying to make a political hay off of the abortion issue with Kavanaugh
Because he's a moderate.
No, and she comes here and she actually wants to meet people, and she's very involved in the anti-pipeline movement. I think Cuomo's probably a complete corporate tool of those
He
people.
is too moderate, too middle of the road.
So, I think
Yeah,
she's
but
there's
let
a
me
lot.
ask you something.
And in the Examiner, they said the headline for her coming here was like Sex and the City star comes to Peekskill. Is that sexist or what?
That's
She's
right.
more than just a Sex and the City star.
That's
She's
right.
a smart, strong, independent woman.
Lesbian woman. Married.
I'm gonna turn these into clips.
Yeah, you got it.
I'm just gonna.
But to be amazing. But the thing is that she came to Peekskill.
Being a liberal is so mindless and easy. No offense. No offense.
If
Yeah, you
anybody,
got to stand up.
yeah, but
Yeah, really.
do you want?
It's true.
Question
He's
is,
absolutely right. The
do you want
problem
some
is Andrew
ibuprofen
Cuomo's too
for the
moderate.
headache that you're having by thinking like one? You want some ibuprofen?
Andrew Cuomo's too moderate. He's too middle of the road. He spends too much time cooperating with people to get things done, moving towards pragmatism and
It's
accomplishments.
obvious that Darren
and,
likes him as a future
So, in other
presidential
words,
candidate.
well,
He's the worst.
Isn't the moderate? Isn't the motto of this moderate that you're championing? He who pays gets his way. That he'll stand for whatever you fall for. Aren't these his campaign slogans?
No.
But no, I think there's
Great
no way.
comeback there, Darren.
There's no way. Now I want to. We want to get into this quickly because Terrence Murphy is our state senator. He's running. He's not in a primary.
No, he's got Kitson and what's his name?
We got
Hartman.
two
Hartman.
Democrats just
Hartman.
kicking the crap out of each other.
Yeah.
Harkham.
I don't know. I know. Terrence shouldn't have a problem. The other two just feel.
I mean, you dealt business with Terrence as
Yeah.
like supervisor, and he's always been
He's
good by
excellent.
Peekskill.
I know that-
He did good by Peekskill.
Cuomo
He's
did a
done
big
well by
event.
everyone. I mean,
Yeah.
the guy, you know what? He's really he really truly works that, and his staff work extremely hard, and they do. I mean, I as supervisor, I worked with a lot of different levels of government, and I got very little help from the county on anything, no help from the state. And with Terrence, you get, the guy actually is the way government should function. He's alive. He's engaged, and I don't know why it's
Well, this guy, Bob Keston, working hard,
Yeah.
has the support of all the local
He's a very hard
activists.
worker.
So,
is
when
his
the
staff.
credits are
Cuomo-
rolling,
Cuomo
come
and
from
John
it.
Hall are
Darren,
doing
hold on one
events
second.
for people.
Credits are rolling. I want Brian to have the last word. Who should the Democrats vote for in the primary next month on the September 13th?
Not even close.
Who?
Cynthia Nixon.
Of course. We're all in agreement, Cynthia Nixon, except because Darren wants to drink her bathwater.
really good.
You